Happy Friday! Hope you all have had a wonderful week. Today I want to talk a little bit about character and divided devotion. And I'm Cassie with Dream Big Today. It is June 13th, 2025. And we're reading out of 1 Samuel about Solomon. And our Proverbs, where do I want to start? I couldn't even really write stuff down, and if you know me, I usually write down notes. But I couldn't really write down notes because there's so much in here about character and divided devotion and double standards. And so I started with, what is the definition of wise? Having or showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment. Now, when I started reading the 1 Year Bible 5 years ago, yeah, it was 2020. My husband and I found Dream Big Today. And at some point they were in Job. And I was having a hard time reading Job. Now, I have a harder time reading about Solomon than I do about Job. What hit me this year was that during his building of the temple, I struggle with and wonder, was he also building his palace and all the shrines for his wives and concubines? He wasn't devoted to God like his father was. David messed up, but always came back to God. Always asked for forgiveness. Always sought what God wanted. And he wasn't perfect, but he was purposeful. Solomon was given this great wisdom and this abundant wealth, and wrote a lot of Proverbs, and I think Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. But his character didn't show true devotion to God, of course, because he also went and worshipped other gods, just like God's rule said that would happen. Don't marry wives from foreign cities because they'll turn your heart from me. It hurts my heart. So I struggle with it because how can you totally devote time to being and doing the temple and all that had to do, and do the palace and do the shrines? So I think about it in our life, and in Proverbs 17, 4-5, it says, wrongdoers eagerly listen to gossip. Liars pay close attention to slander. Those who mock the poor insult their maker. Those who rejoice at the misfortune of others will be punished. So, in the double standards of my life, or in the total dedication of my life, in your life, what are you totally dedicated to? Does it ever waver? Do you ever feel like a punishment is good for somebody else, but it shouldn't be for you? Like, we justify ourselves why we do it. I think about my health right away, because when I feel good, I make really bad decisions. Not really bad decisions, but I know where my sensitivities are, and I go to it. When I'm feeling really good and I breathe just fine, I'm healing from asthma for like the last 2 years now. It's been very consistent and severe. It's food related, and I like food. And there's a lot of food I can't have right now. So am I going to be totally dedicated and devoted to what is going to help me walk a path toward the healing God already has for me? I'm messing it up. We've been talking a lot about healing. with this team. And my eyes have been totally open to what I'm doing to myself, to what other people are doing to themselves. It takes time to get sick. It also takes time to heal. It's not instantaneous some of the times. Can God do it? Of course he can. Do I allow it? When I feel good, I make the wrong decisions. I don't do the walking I should to strengthen my heart. I eat the dairy that most likely messes me up. I indulge in white sauce and pasta and cheeses and all the stuff that is bothering me right now. And I feel like God is asking me, and I've learned through nutrition, give it 90 days. Give it 90 days. 3 months. For a lifetime of feeling better. I don't do it. I can totally relate to Israel. So now reading Job was a little bit easier for me this year than Solomon because I cringe when he's making these mistakes. He might have been amazing in the political side, in the judgment side, but in his personal life, he was so unwise. And maybe that's why it was Proverbs, the wise versus the fool, that he wrote. A lot of them. And why Psalm was a lot of them by David, because it was a cry of his heart. So in a divided devotion, in a divided dedication, Proverbs stuck out to me too, because when we think that God has created these awesome, majestic areas in the country, down to the grains of sand, to us, and we don't take care of us, or we talk about us in a way that is not honoring to him, or we are happy about somebody else's downfall because we think they deserve it. Yet if it would happen to us, we have ways of justifying it. I just think it's so interesting how all these readings are paired. There's always a common thread. And when you read it over and over, which is what I do when I know I have Fridays or Saturdays to do, I don't do that for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday because other people have those days. And maybe I should. It does take some time. But where's my dedication? Is my dedication to you and this team and talking? Doing this little 7-minute segment? Or is it to him? It's a lot to think about. Excuse me. It's a lot to pray about. And it's so much to ask forgiveness for. Because we're all guilty. We do all do it. And if you don't think you do, just spend a little time in reflecting. At some point, we've thought of somebody less than us. If you're totally dedicated to one side, yet you can have hatred for another side, right there is a divided devotion. Because we're all God's people, whether we realize it or not. He created all of us with our faults, with our character, with the way we think, in order to bring relationship to him, in order for us to be with him. And obviously in the Bible, he gives millions of chances. He's not just a God of second chance, but a God of million chances. So that's what I was thinking about today. I hope that you've had a great week, that you have a wonderful weekend, that you honor the fathers in your lives, the uncles, even the moms and the aunts who have to play the dad role sometimes. Thank you for being here, and go be a blessing this weekend. You are loved and you are never alone. And put your prayer concerns below and your praise reports. We're here to pray with you. and walk with you in the trials, the valleys, and the mountaintops. Thank you for being